I'm going to throw caution to the wind, and I'm going to dip this with all the tools fully extended, opening it up, and I'm going to try to copper plate it like this. 10 minutes earlier. So I got a couple new things recently, inspired by two things. First off, the Leatherman Free came out just last week, available for general purchase, and I've been wanting a new Leatherman, and when the P4 came out, or was announced, I really wanted to get one, and so I did. I also thought, because this will replace my current Leatherman, which is a Leatherman Wave, the Leatherman Wave, and I have a sheath that I had made for my Leatherman Wave that I've been using for years. I'm going to need a new sheath for the Leatherman Free, and I kind of want to make a sheath, and that'll be a future video, not today, that holds both the Leatherman Free and a flashlight. And so I wanted to get a flashlight to go with my Leatherman Free. And let me see what you guys think this might mean. So I decided to get an Olight. I forget now what this one is. All right, I couldn't remember what this was. It's an Olight S1RII Baton flashlight. So I decided to go with a copper flashlight because I want to try something different with the Leatherman Free. And I've just been testing things out. All of you have seen my copper hammer. I'm working right now on the copper hatchet to match it. And I thought, what better than to have a copper EDC? Now, the Leathermans, both the Leatherman Free and the Leatherman Wave, are 420 stainless steel. And stainless steel is hard to copper plate, from what I could tell online. So I wanted to, first off, see if it was possible. And I've been testing this out. Maybe I'll show a little clip of it. But I have some kitchen knives that I've gotten from the thrift store. And this one, if I can get it to focus, is a case knife, and it is stainless steel. I can't read it there. There we can see stainless. I'm not sure if this is 420 stainless steel, but you can see that it started to copper plate. It took about 3 different dips to get it this dark. Actually, when I dip it, it gets really, really dark, but then it wipes off. The first coating wiped off almost completely, and you could see a slight hint of copper on it. The next coat, a little bit more, and the third coat, a little bit more. Now, I think I want to go a little further than this. I also, because I didn't know what it would be like on the Leatherman Free, I thought I will try it on my Leatherman Wave, and I just tried it 3 dips on just the flathead screwdriver bit, and it's hard to tell, maybe contrast it against some stainless steel, but it is starting to copper plate. And again, this is 3 layers, and I think more, and it's durable. It's not coming off with steel wool anymore, like that's staying on. I want to give it a try on the Leatherman Free. So without further ado, let me put away all these other thingies. I want to get into, first off, well, maybe first let's open this. And you know, this is copper painted, not copper coated, but you know, gonna continue with my copper EDC theme. So this flashlight is an upgrade to my current one. It's kind of a nice box. I believe this goes up to like 1,000 lumens or something like that. It's got a few different settings. I'm not intending on this video being a review of this flashlight, but I've been happy with all of my other Olights. It's quite the nice packaging though. Now, this is interesting how they've packaged it, because this one isn't just copper coated, it is copper, if I understand correctly. And so it should, over time, develop a patina. I've seen a few of the copper Olights with the patina on it, and although they're not as pretty as they were at the beginning, they look cool. Man, it's even got... All right, so there is the Olight S1RII Baton. It should have magnetic, yep, base, and this is a rechargeable. Probably need to do something with the battery. Maybe it's not even in there. Let's see what else is in here. Nice little baggy bag. Read me. Before first use, unscrew the body and take off the insulating film. I don't know, what are these other things? This is the charging base. I'm not sure what's in this. Maybe the battery? Oh, just some more thingies. A little lanyard and a battery box. Yeah, probably won't use those. Alright, so let's see. That's the charging base, which is magnetic. Yep. So, let's see that. So I can charge this at night. My other Olights, actually, they just last forever anyway. Alright, so unscrew this, remove the protective film, and back on. Now, they actually have some copper and titanium and a few others. They made like kind of one for every season of these Olight S1RII Batons. And this one, the copper was kind of the fifth one, and instead they all had like etched on them spring, summer, winter, fall, and this one has eternal. So copper, eternal, and some bright flashlights. So there's the flashlight. We'll put it, because my bench is dirty, we'll put it on there. All right, so let's get the Leatherman out here. Leatherman Free. It definitely wasn't free of charge. All right, so it comes with this sheath. I've never been happy with Leatherman sheaths that are Cordura or nylon. They're okay to attach to your backpack. This one's actually pretty snug, but like I said, I'm planning on making one similar to my other one that I can put on my hip. And so here is the Leatherman Free P4. So it's held together by a magnet. Now, before I go too far into it, one of the differences contrasting with the Leatherman Wave. So the Leatherman Wave, it has 4 tools that are accessible from the outside. You've got your 2 blades, your serrated edge, and opposite that, the knife edge, and then you've got your file and your saw on the opposite sides. So although those are your highly used tools, the other tools then are inside. So you open it up, you've got your pliers, and the other tools are inside. And if you're like me, and I typically don't have much for nails, I have to dig in there and get under my fingernails. With the Free, the tools are accessible from the outside. So not just the blades. So there's the first knife blade, and it doesn't have a locking here. The locking mechanism is here on the back. So, and your serrated blade then is opposite. Instead of flipping it to the opposite side, you actually have, ooh, I like that. So the saw, the two I actually use, I really don't use the serrated blade much, but I do use the knife blade. This is why I didn't get the P2. The P2 has a knife, a combo blade. It has a serrated for part of the blade and then knife. I like a full knife. So when I flip it to the other side, then I get the saw. And those are actually the two, I use those quite a bit. And then we've got the scissors on the outside. So this is one I really want to test. The Leatherman Wave scissors are okay. I really like the ones on my juice that I've had in the past. So scissors, and those lock in also. That's nice. And the other bits, you're supposed to be able to flip them out. So then we've got a little blade, scissors. It's kind of got a cutting edge along with the flathead screwdriver. It's interesting. And on the other side, we've got a file, a small file. It's not as big as the Wave. Another flathead with a little ruler, mini ruler. What is that indicating? In. I don't know what that indicates. Got the scissor, that you've got a smaller screwdriver along with a leather punch awl and stitching that you could do some really big stitches, I guess, with that, and a can opener on that side. So those are the outside tools, and then it opens up and locks. Oh, that's nice. Pretty solid locking. You got replaceable jaws, all of these different things. You've got a spot where you could attach a lanyard. I think you can swap these out and actually have a clip. I may want that, I don't know. So what I want to try to do now, and this is brand new, I'm going to take it apart. And I want to take the scales. I don't want to copper plate everything. I don't want to just like take this whole thing and dip it in and copper plate it. I want to copper plate the handle. And so to do that, I'm going to need to disassemble everything here. And so I'm going to do that now. All right, so I got looking at the Leatherman Free. I went to go take it apart, but as I started looking at it, I'm not sure I want to, and it actually required two of the little star screwdriver things, and I have just one, so if I'm going to take it apart, I'm going to need to do that. But I was looking at, I did a little more copper plating on this knife, and it's starting to copper plate real well now with a fourth dip and coating quite nicely. You can see that I'm stopping near the top. The picture isn't deep enough for it. But even where the teeth were attaching, I was attaching them back here, it was copper plating where it touched. And you can see on this, it's copper plating everywhere. The hard thing is going to be to clean it up. I'm going to throw caution to the wind, and I'm going to dip this with all the tools fully extended, opening it up, and I'm going to try to copper plate it like this. So let's do that. I've already got the copper solution mixed. If you want to see how that was set up, go ahead and look at my copper plated hammer video where I actually do that. I'm going to actually bend this a little bit in. It's got bent out of shape a little bit. This is my copper anode. It is connected to the positive terminal of my battery. This is a 5-to-1 solution of muriatic acid. Muriatic acid is a common pool and masonry cleaning solution acid, and I've mixed it first with 5 parts of distilled water to 1 part muriatic acid. Now I put the water in first, distilled water, and then added the muriatic acid to it, then connecting the anode to the positive terminal and the cathode to the negative. And I am going to first off find a spot where I can connect this. I've got a strand of an old shifter cable off of one of my bikes because I hang on to random things like that. But I'm going to hold on to it with the wire. So here we go. Brand new Leatherman being dipped into muriatic acid. Okay, let's pull this out. First look, it looks kind of dark. I'm going to just rinse it really quick in some water. Disconnect it from the battery source. All right, let's take a look at this. All right, so first look, you can see copper has deposited on this. It's very uneven and spotty. Didn't get as much on the inside here. Maybe I need to open it up. Everything seems fine. So to save you a bit of my ramblings, I'll mute it a bit. I just cleaned off, first dried off the Leatherman, and then I took some triple-aught steel wool to it to clean it up a little bit. And this was really the first dipping. So yeah, let's get that. It's looking interesting. All right, let's see how that's looking.
Oh, looking actually pretty good.
Looking like copper. I'm gonna passivate this with some water. So I did a third dip, and it looks, so there's a lot of steel wool that's come off and attached to the magnets. I need to get it cleaned up, but you can see that it's copper plated the steel wool. Hopefully the magnets are okay. Pretty sure I've voided the warranty on this, but this is looking cool. Right now it looks red. I needed to get the outside layers a little better here. I think I need to do another dip with pliers. With each layer, I cleaned it off, dried it off, and brushed it down with steel wool. We did this a few times. The steel wool, this triple-aught steel wool, kept getting clogged in the magnets. That was actually the harder thing to clean up. All right, so I'm done. The hard part actually was cleaning off the steel wool that stuck to the magnet. So it is copper plated. There seems to have been 2 different types of layers. I think there was some kind of passivated layer or something on this Leatherman. It's not completely consistent because I wasn't able to disassemble it to do the copper plating, but I think it turned out really well. I think it looks good. I think the knife blade looks nice, mostly consistent. It will match well with my new Olight flashlight. So this wasn't an old thing, but I treated it like an old thing. But look for opportunities to give those old things new life, and maybe those new things some different looks. I'm actually quite happy how this turned out. So don't forget to like and subscribe. I will be completing that copper-plated hammer. That video will probably be released on Saturday, probably Saturday evening. The copper-plated hatchet, rather, that will match the copper-plated hammer. And now I have some copper-plated Leatherman Free P4. Pretty sure this is the first customized Leatherman P4 out there, since these just came out, and I don't think anyone else has done anything. So, yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next video. Ciao.